JBI EBP Database is really a central portal for clinicians to be able to access trustworthy evidence at the point of care, when they need it most. So they're busy on the wards and they need a quick answer and one that they can trust. You can go to the JBI EBP Database to get that information. We, as a team, we do all the hard work, essentially. So we spend all of our time doing the searching, study selection, critical appraisal. We work with key stakeholders in the specialty field areas to make sure that not only are we summarising the best available evidence, but that it's also clinically relevant. And so when we're providing recommendations for practice, a clinician knows that they can trust that for their practice. So there's a range of different resources that they have access to. We talk about JBI Evidence Summaries. These are sort of succinct summaries that usually last sort of 2 to 4 pages long, and they're framed around a clinical topic. Those topics come about either via a clinical inquiry, or they've been identified by an expert reference group as being clinically important, and then we would search for the best available evidence and summarise that. At the end of those summaries are best practice recommendations that are informed by the evidence that we've summarised. And leading on to that, we would develop quality criteria informed by the evidence and the recommendations that for those who are wanting to make changes to their practice, improve the way care is being delivered, they can look at doing an implementation project, and our resources feed into the implementation science team. We have recommended practices, which are more like a step-by-step guide on how to do particular procedures, and they cross a range of different areas, from hand washing to how to remove a central venous access device. So they're really for people who perhaps are still learning or are less familiar, or want to give a refresher on how to do something and make sure that it's aligned with best practice. And the other resource that we have in the database is what's called our best practice information sheets, and they summarise a very complex systematic review that can be over 200 pages long, and we summarise that in a language that is easy to understand. One of my favourite things about the best practice information sheets are the infographics, and that's definitely not done just by one person. That is a team of people working together, a very talented team of people working together to produce a visual that summarises this very complex document. So they're great resources that any nurse or healthcare professional can access. We always are striving on how to improve them, so each of our resources are underpinned by a rigorous methodology. We have a methodology group that is always working towards refining, redeveloping our processes and our methods to make sure that we are providing valuable, trustworthy guidance to clinicians. While we have a team here in Adelaide, the JBI Transfer Science team, we can't update and develop all these resources on our own. So we work with a group of expert reference groups and specialty field leads and people who are interested in that area. We work with them in order to be able to maintain and keep the quality of our resources up to date.